You can see this one on the left is different. You see it there too, that it looks different. Oops. Piece of crap. You can see there's a difference in the color between, shut up, dumbass phone. You can see there's different in the color at the top. There's a difference in the color at the bottom. We'll go into menu. You can see there's a difference there. This one's grayer, this one's, who knows? No, not search. This video is more for Sprint than the people on YouTube, so sorry if I don't seem like I care how I word this stuff. So you can see there's a difference there. Okay, we're on automatic brightness, so let's actually go off. Go all the way down. And you can see there's a difference in color, definitely. So okay, we're going to go to screen mode. And you can see that they're both on the same, yet the one on the right looks different than the one on the left. So that's showing that there's color binning even in all this. We've got dynamic. You can see there's a difference still. Go to movie. There's a difference between the two screens. And you can tell this one looks more like the yellows are yellower than this one. I don't know which screen is actually right, this one or where it's supposed to be, but you can tell very simply that the text on them is different. Let's go home now. Even at the bottom you can see there is a huge difference. Let's go home. We're going to go to search. But obviously that's clear. Just so that way we have the same screen. You can tell that we're both on the same brightness as you saw it, and there's a little difference in the app, obviously, but what we're looking at is keyboard background. Oops, there we go. Let's go to internet applications. Oops. Internet. Got too many apps on here I'm trying to get going. Oh yeah, I forgot. This phone's not on. But we can tell there is a difference. Let's go to Wi-Fi. Let's just turn the Wi-Fi on and tell it to go to, so we can get the internet up. I can show you the internet. I'll go on my free Wi-Fi that we offer to the neighborhood. And internet. We have okay. So both internet screens are coming up. And as we can tell, there's something screwy. Definitely with these displays. Brightness all the way down on both of them. You can even see that there's a difference in color here and here. Let's go to internet. Yeah, that's way different. way different. Let's go to YouTube, Google. So something's already screwy right there, because we're getting a screen difference brightness. So there must be something screwy with. Do we want to install that update? It's gonna reboot, and let's cancel, install. Let's go tell it to do it later. Let's go to Google Maps. Oh, come back here. You piece of crap. But so there, I mean, there's a difference in color. I don't know why the internet. That must be part of an app. I think the update screws with the brightness settings on this phone, but it doesn't matter because you can actually tell that there's a difference. If you're looking at right here, oh, come back here, you piece of crap. Actually, you can tell that there's a difference in color in here. So let's go here. As you can tell, there's a difference color in there. These look different from each other. And there's a difference at the top. And again, you can see the difference. I'm going to go ahead and do this stupid update and come back and do the video again if I see a difference in internet or in the screen settings, because obviously you can't change the screen itself. But we'll find out here in just a little bit. You can see already this one's different than this one. See, there's a difference in the screens. Unlock this one. Now I did change the exposure value on the camera so that way we could see the difference in the two screens better. Basically I just tuned it down just a little bit, basically to allow for more of the differences. But we're going to go into internet. I gotta get rid of Firefox, it's crap. Okay, so piece of crap. Oh, that's lovely. Well, thank God we got that on film for Sprint's sake, because this is the old phone that Sprint Corporate wants back. Brilliant piece of crap. I have to say I love this phone until I started not being able to make phone calls on it, and that's been confirmed from Sprint that is a known issue. And it's above the loss that is already known about. This thing will actually not let you make a phone call, even in emergency 911 mode. It will get stupid, flat out. Okay, so while that's loading, home, piece of crap. Okay, let's internet. We gotta wait for the widget to come up. Internet. But you can see definitely there's something different between the two screens, color-wise, and this is what is called color binning. Basically, in LED, LCDs, everything basically, because LCD has either LED or fluorescent in there. Fluorescent's actually a little bit easier for color binning, but then you get the LCD panel itself, where you can get your color binning back in there. But just to give you a baseline, if you were to like order an LED, let's say from Philips or Cree or any of the other manufacturers, and you said I wanted 5,000 Kelvin or 6,000 Kelvin or whatever Kelvin you wanted, they would say, well, what do you want to color bin? And if you're ordering 100 LEDs or a million or whatever, or one or two, you have a choice of what color bin you want, and it'll actually, within the 5,000 Kelvin, it'll stipulate where in that range your LED is actually color binned at. When you're buying it, there's a cost difference from non-binned to binned. When you're buying one piece, you probably should really buy binned for the DIYers out there, because you don't want to get like a green LED or something like that. And we're actually going to go into that with the LEDs on the back here in a minute. But when you get into like mass production, where I think there's like 6 million of these units already moved, I think it's more than that, but whatever the case may be, and they decide they don't want to color bin, there's no uniformity, they don't care one end to the other, they can actually save quite a bit of money. As far as the LCDs being color binned, for Sprint and Samsung's sake, not sake, but example, on this phone itself, if the screen, the LCD does not come out the color bin that they would prefer, they would have to junk it. There's no fixing it. However, it's cheaper to sell us one this way, and not throw away one of these away. You know, obviously. So we can tell that there's a major difference in this screen, from keypad to color there to the other video, before we changed the exposure value. But they obviously do not care about color binning on their screens. Yeah, they're nice screens and they look overall nice, but when you get even two of them next to each other, you and your buddies or a coworker or whatever, or even you get 4 or 5 of these together, you actually start seeing some squirrely things. And this is across the board, from Samsung to HTC to everybody else. And my personal viewpoint on that is, when you're already, charging a customer basically $200 more than the phone costs to make. Let's be honest, these things actually cost like $20. Anyone that says anything more is full of it, at the hard manufacturing level, and they're actually cheaper than that sometimes. It's just pure profit on all these devices we buy. But for them to go and say that this phone's the best, and they're trying to compete with, everyone's trying to compete with Apple. I don't play with Apple products, so I really couldn't tell you how different their color binning is, whether it's better or worse. But for Samsung to sit here and say that these are the best phones out there, and well, we have the Super AMOLED display, well, you do, but remember the customers that you're color binning them. So there's an issue in screen qualities, right off the bat. If we're watching a movie, this would actually show up pretty well. I don't think I can go to YouTube and put in, because the one phone doesn't have. Stupid. Okay, we're going to search for you can see that there's a difference. So we're going to click, and we're going to click, and you can see right off the bat that there's a difference in the video quality between the two. Now I'm going to switch them. This is slow motion, so the video is playing. You can see that there's a difference in the screen between the one on the right and the one on the left. Again, the left one is a Sprint corporate phone that came from, I'm guessing, VIP fulfillment at Sprint corporate, because it did not come from any warehouse. It actually came from Sprint Corporation themselves, on Sprint Parkway, and from a specific person there in a used box. But you can tell that there's definitely a screen difference in this, and again, I have the EV down, the exposure value down, so it makes it not much more noticeable, but it allows it so the camera can notice it. For the human eye, it's actually pretty spot on, but you can definitely tell. Like on the one on the right, we really can't see the chest of the kitten, that cute kitten. And you can see more colors on this one. So I mean, obviously there's screen issues, and they just want to sit and continue selling crap. This is all manufacturers, you know. If you're going to charge anywhere near this money and you know, say that this stuff costs this and whatever, well, then back it up by actually, you know, having some price in it, you know, not this. I mean, even on the camera, you can tell the screens are different. So I'm going to turn the video camera on both of them. Make sure the light is on both. And then we'll start here in a second. We're going to go along. You can tell, you know, again, the screens are different on these. This one's got a little bit more, the one on the left's got more color in it. So we're going to go ahead and start recording. We're not ooh, that's weird. You can actually see you know, is lighting up the paper. To the camera, you really can't tell, but this one looks more yellow than this one. So we're going to bring these up. And, well, yeah, see, on the one on the right, which is the used phone, not new one, you can see even the LED has got a color binning effect on it. And there's actually something wrong with the placement on the LED, i.e. you see the yellow corners more on this right one than this left one. Now when we look at it head on, you can't tell, well actually you can when I look at the camera, that this one's yellower than this one, this one's whiter. So there's color binning in there. So, you know, to be honest, and this is a rant again, but Samsung, come on, we're paying you good money. Same with HTC, I had the same problem with them too, on screens and LEDs. They're too cheap to spend an extra quarter-cent or 1 penny per LED to get them color binned, and thus this actually affects the recording quality of the video. As you can tell, well, it's over bright, so you can't really see the screens like I can. But the one on the left looks better than the one on the right. And actually, I should put those. Well, I don't know if I can put those videos in this video. So do it like a side by side. I don't know. I'll have to try and maybe, I don't know, or add a video to it later. I got friends that can do it, or on our editing machines. I can do it. I'm in a hurry to get this done. So you can actually see that there's something wrong with this one phone. This phone actually was third replacement phone from Sprint. Basically, I had my first, give you the first run, my first Samsung Galaxy S2 got replaced by Sprint corporate, I mean not Sprint corporate, Sprint store through executive services, because it was not making phone calls and not dialing 911, and I got that one replaced with a phone from the admin shop. On my way home, it actually didn't want to make a phone call, and it had LCD and LED issues, so I took it back based on that, on the LCD and LED more than the phone issue, because I had just activated it, so that could have been it. Doubt it, but it looks be somewhat fair. So I took that phone back, got a replacement phone. Well, that replacement phone I was playing with the store manager, and it looked better than the one I had. However, once I got it home and played with it, which is this one, realized it wasn't, you know, good. And then, you know, LED wise and LCD wise, and then not only that, within that, I was having call issues again, where I could not make a phone call at all. You just have to keep redialing until it would finally go over. And then Sprint Corporate Executive Services, as well as 911 ticket, as well as something service ticket. A few departments are involved in this mess, basically. But the long version short is Sprint Corporate Executive Services told me the other day, about a week ago, okay, take this phone back into the store. While I was on the phone with him, he actually saw the memo from, I forgot the girl's name, but I got the call, so I can go back and listen to it. But one of the engineering departments basically were asking for these phones with the issue I was having, and they actually wanted these phones pulled back to their corporate engineering site for testing. I don't want to say his full name, but Jace over at that's shortened for what his real name is. But over at Executive Services told me to take my phone back into the Sprint store, which they were kind of not wanting to do at first in a way, because of the screen issues. That was, part of it. But then once, the phone issue and everything else, they're like, well, yeah, take it in, they'll swap it out. And then especially once they realized that they wanted this phone back, that engineering department, they said, well, take it in the store and they'll swap it out again, basically without testing. They'll just send it up, I guess, or whatever. And they're actually pulling my other phones from the warehouse, so they say. But within that, sorry, I'm rushing and I'm getting spaced out on what I'm trying to say here. But so anyway, they basically last Monday, I guess, I was supposed to go into a Sprint store, or by then, I don't know, and get it swapped out. I've been busy with work and everything else, obviously. That's my joys of my life. But I didn't take the phone in, basically. I did not do it. I didn't even call Jace over at Corp or anything, let him know, I was being delayed or anything. And come Wednesday morning, FedEx Express shows up with a box. Obviously, we get boxes all the time, but shows up with a box from Sprint Corporate, Sprint Parkway, with a phone in the box without any packing slip or anything else. I mean, it came from some girl's desk in a VIP fulfillment or something at Sprint. Not a normal ship, for customer base stuff. Not only within that, this phone that they shipped me is actually oldest. It was one of the first phones that actually produced based on the ESN. It's actually older, well, depending on how you look at it, as the first phone I got from Sprint. Basically, this phone that they sent me from Sprint Corporate basically is the first shipment of Galaxy S2s ever to arrive in the U.S. For Sprint, because the ESN is so low. Even then, my first unit that actually bought the same day it came out. So it's obviously not a mass fulfillment center. It's some VIP fulfillment center. But I'm going to go into, but that shows you that Sprint knows that there's an issue and that they're admitting to it in a way. Obviously, they're not going to admit to it publicly. But we all know. I'm not saying any of this stuff to be mean. With same hardware number. Anyway, signal strength between these two phones. Again, the phone on the left is brand new from Sprint. The phone on the right is not used, but I've had it for a minute from Sprint. This one's the older one. I'm going to turn my Aravana off real quick. Okay, the Aravana is off, and we have our signal strength. So let's go to Wi-Fi is turning off. Our signal strength has dropped. Both is at 106 right now. So it's kind of weird that we actually had a difference between the two. Okay, our signal strength's dropping on this one. So that is weird. Okay, there's definitely something wrong with this one. It's switching over to a few things, but it actually lost signal completely, and it's failing to bring it back. Again, the Aravana is off at the moment. Okay, that's weird that it's finally it's taking that long. So there's definitely something wrong with this one on the right. Even now it's showing at 86 dB, and this one's got a 76. So I'm getting better signal strength from this. I'm gonna guess that this VIP phone, as what I'm calling it, maybe not from whatever. It's got better radios in it, which is probably one reason why. I don't know. I haven't asked Sprint yet, but I'm going to ask them why this phone is so old. I don't have a problem with that. But basically, where did this phone get fulfilled from? Who shipped it out? Why did they ship it out? But you can see now they're at the same. So it's a little weird. But whatever, it does show that there's a difference. And then see again that that one's holding steady, this one's screwing up. Obviously it is doing stuff at the top, but that should have nothing to do with it anyway. Yeah, see, that just upsets me. But that's actually funny that the first generation phones are actually doing better than the others, and that goes into the antenna, not antenna, but the transmitters, transceivers, the actual radios in the phones. There's a major complaint from people, but these corporations have to, you know, stop penny skimping so much that this stuff turns out to be crap, you know, from the out of the box. I mean, I get we all want to make profit, and there's a difference between profiting and profiteering. You can profit all day long and make a good profit on a product, and then there's profiteering where you actually like gut things and limit them or color, you know, not buy color binned or whatever. I see it whenever I spec a product for another company to manufacture. Not going into detail there, but the design that we end up giving them is not the design they run with completely. They end up taking some of the ideas that, not ideas, but they take the good things that we have in our design and take them out, or put a worse chip in, or put a worse heat sink in, just so that way it doesn't last. And there's always some reason to upgrade or whatever. But the short end of the stick is this shows you that, you know, the differences, and this actually proves that there's a difference in them. And again, this video is more for Sprint's sake to see the difference, but also since it's going to be on YouTube, might as well let other people, you know, have some of the inside information too. Thanks, be safe, goodbye.